The research in our group is now centred around two major themes. We're looking at development and assessment of professional competence. What does it mean to give students meaningful experiences during their education that give them the types of competencies that they will perhaps utilise in the workplace that are non-technical in nature? That's sort of a tricky term because they are technical competencies, but I think a lot of students perceive them as being non-technical and therefore peripheral to the education. So a lot of competencies such as leadership and ability to manage teams, to work effectively in teams, they're all very, very important workplace skills for engineers, but typically the curriculum is set up in such a way that people don't have a great opportunity to practice those skills, to experience what it's like to manage teams on their own. So we've introduced some curricular innovations that try to address that, and then the research that we do is linked to our curriculum revisions and innovations. So a lot of what we do is educational reform that goes hand in hand with the research that either validates or invalidates that reform, so that we are sure that we have a good research base behind what we do and the types of interventions that we make. So one area is professional competence development. The other area is relevant actually to the PhD defence that I just attended, so it's very interesting to see somebody else working on identity and what engineering students experience as they negotiate and navigate the curriculum through their process to becoming an engineer and working in industry. What do they experience? How do they experience our curriculum? What is it that engages them? What is it that causes them to disengage? There's, I think, a number of aspects of the traditional curriculum that cause learners to disengage and to perhaps begin to question whether or not they are an engineer or can become an engineer in some way. That has implications for retention, has implications for diversity in these types of programs particularly. We have already an underrepresentation of women, for instance. Now, they've chosen earlier not to pursue a career in engineering. The ones that we do get into engineering also experience the curriculum in different ways that perhaps can help us to understand why women earlier choose not to pursue engineering. We'd like to then be able to feed that down into the school system.